Hey friends, I'm Michelle Markey, and today I'll share my 7 easy minimalist habits that I use to save money and which you can also benefit from by applying these tips in your life to not only save money, but then invest that money you saved for a better and brighter future. So if that sounds awesome to you, I'd love if you could please like and subscribe to my video and YouTube channel because I'll get into these habits that you can also build and you'll be saving money before you know it. So thank you. Habit and tip number 1 is shopping smartly. When shopping, I ask myself if I truly need this item, and if I decide I do, then I make sure to thoroughly research the product and compare prices before I commit to buy, so I'm always getting the best deals and maximizing savings. So when I'm shopping on websites, I check different ones using Google Shopping, and often I find products that are actually cheaper with free shipping on eBay compared to Amazon. Like let's say I need an Apple power adapter, and looking at eBay, I can get a brand new one with free shipping for only $30 compared to paying $49 on Amazon. So this means I could save 39% just by buying the one on eBay, and that saves me 19 bucks compared to if I would have bought that on Amazon. And then when I'm shopping at the grocery store or at Costco, I only buy what I can actually physically carry by hand. So that means even 50 pounds of rice, I'd rather just carry it and get some bonus exercise. And then this makes me not buy extra things because I physically cannot maneuver it. So I try to resist getting shopping carts or shopping baskets because you tend to want to fill those things with items when you have an empty space, which is Parkinson's law. So in order to avoid getting sucked into buying too much and overdoing shopping, I resist that. And in addition, when I'm at the grocery store, I do a quick mental calculation to see within what amount of time or how many meals I can finish the food I've bought so that no food ever goes to waste. And this is how I shop smartly and how you can also do the same. This also brings me to habit number 2, where food is equal to money. And I say this because it's really sad in the US how 30 to 40% of food gets wasted every year, and this equals at least $160 billion worth of food, which is the same as the GDP of Hungary, no pun intended. And I don't mind taking home food if I don't finish my meal at a restaurant and then I can eat it during my next meal, or I don't mind being that person at work who saves the last unwanted slices of pizza and then again I can save that and eat it as my next meal. And then in addition, even with rising inflation and living in a fairly affluent area, I can get my grocery bill down to only $20 a week. And I know you must be asking that has to be impossible, but it can truly be done if you're willing to eat just the basics. Like I'm talking about rice, pasta, peanut butter, and a lot of things that go a long way with your money. And I know this might not be the kind of ideal diet for a lot of people, but if you're just trying to get enough energy that's generally healthy and good enough for a lot of people, then there are amazing ways that you can save. And I think that you can make your dollar stretch really far if you really think about it. Habit number 3 is delayed gratification, and you might not be human if you didn't crave something every now and then like sweets. And while I crave candy sometimes, I like to think of candy like I think of saving money, where I gather some pieces of candy, but then I hold on to them and not eat them all immediately when I get them. And I try to delay gratification, where I will only have some pieces of candy when I feel like I've been productive enough and at the end of a hard day's work where I feel like I deserve it, and I don't snack throughout the day. I try to eat 3 balanced meals and sleep enough, and this helps me to not only save money, but to also stay fit and disciplined. And you can think of doing delayed gratification with all kinds of things in your life, such as let's say you see your friends and influencers having fancy cars or houses, but if it ain't broke, then why try to fix it if you're trying to save money? And this is one way that you can try to distinguish whether you truly need something or if you just want it for superficial and not truly necessary reasons. And you can also think of this in the stock market, where you might see people YOLOing their money, but you might find that if you don't need instant gratification, you'll likely do better just holding your investments for the very long term, like at least for 10 years or many more years than that. Habit number 4 is simplify your life in all the ways possible. Like I simplified my wardrobe by getting few timeless pieces of clothing that are good quality and are affordable, like this $30 merino wool sweater that I can wear for many winters and that it doesn't break the bank. And I used to think that I didn't have enough pieces of clothing for every occasion, whether for personal activities or for work. But then I realized that once I obtained a few simple options that I could mix and match, then I didn't need to go shopping most of the time. And this was not only a huge money saver, but also a huge time saver as well. And you can also do things like winter or spring cleaning, where you're purging your home of items that either no longer make you happy or that you just don't need. And I found that the simpler my life, the less I feel weighed down by literal baggage, and the better quality of life I lead, the less junk I have in my life. Habit number 5 is cut down on subscriptions, and the average consumer now spends $273 a month on subscription services, which is up 15% from what they spent in 2018 at $237 a month. And on an annual basis, that's $432. So that 15%, instead of spending it on subscription services, if you compounded it instead by contributing your max amount to your Roth IRA at $6,000 a year and compounding that every year at 15%, you could have, after 30 years, $3 million. So think about that the next time you might sign up to a subscription service. And in addition, I don't subscribe to streaming services, nor food, nor delivery services, nor the gym. And I think it saves a ton of money, because the less commitments you have, the less you have subscriptions draining your bank account. And I think that that can only be really helpful if you're trying to save and make the most out of your investments. And oftentimes, subscriptions make you buy more than what you really need. So you have to think how realistic it is for you to consume what you might be subscribed to. And even Amazon Prime sometimes defaults their buy option to subscribe and save. So you have to be vigilant and ask if you will truly get the maximum value out of anything you subscribe to. Habit number 6 is paying myself first and tracking spending. It is highly motivating for me to see how much I can save and invest rather than just consume, because I prioritize paying myself first in my investments before I spend my money on something that is not income producing. And then I like to make a little competition with myself to see how little I can spend, and then I track my spending on a consistent basis. So I have spreadsheets where I know what all of my expenses were, and I have the schedule of when all of my bills are due. So I'm always current, and I always am keeping track of my investments and savings so that I can monitor and see what my progress is in compounding my investments and savings. And at the end of the day, I realized that just buying materialistic things doesn't bring me happiness, and I would rather spend money on meaningful experiences with those who are close to me and then save the rest. And when we don't have too much stuff taking up space, we can think more clearly and focus on what really matters to us, such as our family, friends, self-improvement, and helping out in the community. Habit number 7 is don't be easily influenced to buy things. And I have a few ways to help with this, such as I like to turn on ad blockers when I'm browsing websites so that I'm not distracted by flashy pop-ups that are trying to get me to buy something. And then when I'm watching something, I like to turn off the sound and look away when sensational ads appear. And in general, I've just desensitized myself to the entrancing effects of a lot of advertisements. And then, like me, I'm sure you're eyeing the skip ads countdown button, where you can't wait for 5 seconds to be over so you can quickly skip the ad and then get back to what you were actually watching. And when commercials come up, I like to press the mute button and then do some quick chores like wash some dishes or put away clothes, and then resume watching the program. And then in addition, a lot of retailers like to get your attention with on sale or some percentage off on any item. But just remember, the retailer is always making enough of a profitable margin on anything you buy. So don't worry about if the retailer is making enough money or not. You have to ask yourself if you truly need that item, or if you find yourself getting sucked in when it's so tempting to buy extra amounts of things that maybe are tempting if you buy them in bulk, but maybe you don't actually need all that stuff. So don't even worry about if you're getting a good deal on that or not, if it's not something you actually need. Just focus on what's important in the moment. And then in addition, you might be getting some tempting marketing emails clogging up your inbox, and you might find yourself really intrigued by some of these deals. But in order to avoid getting sucked into unnecessary buying, you can either unsubscribe to these emails, or you can also set up filter or alert systems so that you're notified when there's actually a good deal that's available. And then you can also try to know ahead of time what is a good price to pay, so that you know that you're paying the absolute lowest price or the best price for the current deal that's available whenever you might need to buy something next time. Overall, I think you can't help but start saving money if you start incorporating some of these habits into your everyday activities, such as by shopping smartly, saving food, delaying gratification, simplifying your life, cutting down on subscriptions, paying yourself first / tracking spending, and not letting yourself be easily influenced to buy things. I think that you will be bound to save lots of money by just implementing small gradual steps that will eventually lead to having a huge effect on your bottom line, so that you can not only save money, but then take that saved money and then invest it for a better and brighter future. And if you believe that my video delivered maximum value to you, I'd love if you could please like and subscribe to my video and YouTube channel, because I greatly appreciate it, and I think you're well on your way to saving a lot of money just by having watched this video. Thank you. Until next time.